Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jared here. I haven't been on camera in a very long time, but some pretty big Guns N' Roses news tonight. They officially released Hard Skool as a single, and I wanted to get my thoughts on it. Before I start, I want to give a little backstory to the song. When Slash left Guns N' Roses in the mid-90s, Axl was reforming the band and trying to come up with Chinese Democracy. And in the late 90s, they actually recorded a song, and it had multiple different names. It went by Checkmate, Jackie Chan, and officially it was Hard Skool. That was like the final name they decided on. In 2008, they released Chinese Democracy, and the song was not on there. And then a few years after that, from what I remember, a clip kind of leaked out onto YouTube of the song, and people really liked it, including myself. And that's all we ever heard for years. And then in 2019, Tom Zutaut had a storage locker that was auctioned off, and in that locker were a bunch of discs from the 1999 sessions for Chinese Democracy. And on those discs were a bunch of leaked songs that came out online, and one of them being Hard Skool. And then basically over the last 2 years, Guns N' Roses has been like teasing this song, and it's been obvious that they're gonna play it eventually, they're gonna release it eventually, playing it in soundcheck, but they haven't to this day played it live yet. And it's been very irritating and just very frustrating for Guns N' Roses fans. But everyone kind of predicted that this would be the first single if they released a new album or if they released any new music. And it actually wasn't. They released Absurd a few weeks ago, and that kind of shocked the whole world. I don't think that was like the best move. I feel like Hard Skool would have been the better choice, but you know, Guns N' Roses, they don't ever do anything that makes sense, honestly. So let's just get into the song. Going into it, I always kind of had the mindset, I feel like there's a chance that I might prefer the demo over the studio version. You know, we'll see what happens, but basically this is going to be Hard Skool with Slash and Duff on it now. So basically the song starts with a Duff bass line, and I kind of found that a little bit comical because to me that was pretty much the only time you could ever really discern anything on Duff's end. So it was almost like he got his little bass line in at the beginning, and then that was it for the rest of the song for Duff. So that's how the song started, and once Duff gets his little bass line in, you hear a school bell ring, which I think is really cool because then it cuts into the song, and it's, you know, you start getting into the good old meat and potatoes. And you know, it's kind of reminiscent of almost like Paradise City, how they like blow the whistle and the song really starts, and I think that's a really cool touch. And yeah. So then the riff starts, and I think Slash does a really good job on this song as a whole, and I really like the riff. I think it's a good riff. It's not like super complicated or anything like that, but it's definitely just a cool little riff. So then Axl's vocals come in, and a lot of people are speculating, how is Axl going to sound on this? Is it just going to be the 1999 vocals? Or is it going to be like completely re-recorded vocals like this year or as you know recently? And I can say these are 100% all 1999 vocals. It is the exact same vocals that you hear on the demo. One thing I will say as far as his vocals go, I think they are very, very good, very raspy, and a lot of power to them. The only problem I have with his vocals on this track is I feel like they put an effect on them, which I don't like at all. It almost has like an echo reverb effect, like he's singing down a hallway or singing in another room, and I feel like he's low. He's kind of lower in the mix, which really frustrates me, honestly. In the demo, he is definitely, like, in my opinion, the #1 focal point in the mix, and you can hear everything he's saying clearly. And I feel like there's going to be numerous people that are going to watch this video and hate me for my opinions on this stuff. But, you know, it's honestly just my opinion, and, you know, it is what it is. If you don't like it, you know, that's fine. I think the chorus is really good. None of the lyrics in the song are different than the demo. I like the lyrics, and I think it is a very, very good chorus, a very rocking chorus. It's a very rocking song as a whole. So then we're gonna get into the middle solo, and something about this middle solo which I like is there's some cowbell in it. I feel like we haven't heard a cowbell with Guns N' Roses in a while. It was more prevalent back in the day, and it was nice to hear that. But I will say, at that point in the song, it actually reminded me very much of like Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. And let's see. So then that same solo actually transitions into another part that is very different. It's very mellow, and Slash is actually using a slide, which I didn't actually catch that until I started reading about it online. I'm like, oh fuck, I guess he was using a slide. This part is really, really cool. It's very calm, and it reminds me a lot of like something you would hear on like the Use Your Illusion era of the band, as far as like, you know, Slash goes and his guitar playing at the time. Also Velvet Revolver-esque to me, you know, it was some type of playing that I could see on one of those old Velvet Revolver albums, and I really like it a lot. I think that was a really good touch to this song. But then, actually, let me stay on that topic. So, in the background during this, you hear Axl, and he sounds like he's like saying, "Hi, hi," and that's like kind of his gimmick. He's been doing shit like that forever. But a lot of people online are convinced that like these are direct samples from another old demo called "Eye on You." And I can't sit here and say for sure if that's from "Eye on You" or not. This slow part of the song transitions into like, you know, it starts really building up and building up and building up to get back into that chorus. And this was a part I was pretty disappointed in. And I mean, I'm very analytical with this shit. I love how they were building it up and building it up, but then when it comes back into the song, it's just like, it didn't build up the way I wanted it to, because when it kicks back into the song, it just kind of reminds me that this song as a whole, to me, doesn't have much rhythm to it as far as like rhythm guitar and like bass goes. A lot of this song to me just sounds a lot like Axl, Slash, and the drummer, whoever the fucking drummer was on this track, who knows. I just feel like it's lacking a lot of bass guitar and rhythm guitar, and I'm sure it's in there, but to me it's just really drowned out. And that's a problem, I feel like, in this editing. And that kind of leads me to my next point. I just feel like the editing on this song in general is not the best. I've seen a lot of people call this a Frankenstein song, where they're just like, you know, piecing together so many different like things. You got Slash with some new guitar work, and then you have Axl's 1999 vocals, and, you know, just piecing together all this stuff. And you can tell it's not like 100% authentic, like they all went to the studio and just recorded a song. Like, it's definitely really pieced together. And I feel like Absurd had this same problem as far as the editing goes. Not the best editing, and I don't think it's produced that well at all. So that transition from that build up to getting back into the song was kind of a letdown for me. I just wish there was more instrumentation and just more going on, and like I feel like they kind of just missed the mark on that, if that makes any sense. The song gets near the end, and, you know, there's a lot of guitar work going on and whatnot, and there's actually at one point there's kind of like another somewhat of a build-up portion of the song, like near 20 to 30 seconds left, and if you listen really hard in the background, you can hear some tapping from a guitar player. And I remember that was very prevalent on the demo near the end of the song. I'm not sure if that's like newly recorded guitar work from maybe Richard Fortus, But to me, it sounds like the exact same guitar work on the demo. It almost sounds like they didn't edit it out and you can just faintly hear it. Then, you know, Axl ends on an awesome classic scream, raspy scream. And overall, I think the song is good, but my concern going in was that I would prefer the demo over this, and that is still true. I do feel like the demo from 1999 is better than this version, and I don't want people to think I'm just sitting here bashing this song and being over analytical. Of course, I am thrilled that Guns N' Roses is releasing new music, and I was hyped for this, and I do think it's a good song, but I don't think it's perfect. I feel like they missed the mark on a lot of things and could have improved it greatly with simple fixes. I feel like people are gonna love it, and I think it's miles better than absurd. You can't even put absurd into the same category as this. But overall, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one.